I was looking at some information I got about Paul Drockton making some claims about stock market going to be falling October next month, 2011. And I got it off of, originally I got it off of J Snipe 4. I think he gives up some really excellent videos. And I watch just about every one of them. But I'm going to post this link, and there's a link that he references where the story came from. And it was on Jeff Rentz, Rentz.com. You can look at this video probably basically from minute 17 on, and it'll give you some basic points of what Paul Drockton states. He says he did a survey of 14 different strike prices for put options. And, normally there's 14,000 options in a given month, put options. He says in October 2011 he found that there's 919,000 options that were created to short the S&P, and the options month goes from the 20th of the month to the 20th of the month. So he says September 20th to October 20th. And he says since then that figure went up to over 2 million contracts. You know, I don't know when he actually did this or how he came up with these numbers, and I'm not an expert on this, but I sure like to see the source data, because people just present these things right off the... It just doesn't look... I don't like that. I don't like that. Just throwing some numbers out there. Reminds me of like a sales spiel. But, you know, he says in an article, 80-90% correction in the market, possibly up to that much. He says insiders are dumping $7 in stock for each $1. Other insiders are buying. Tell you the truth, I don't buy it, but I mean, he could be right, but I don't think it's going to be as catastrophic as that. But I don't know. But just saying, that's so what he's claiming. These articles can be found on Rents.com, where he makes these predictions. He talks about the price suppression of gold and silver. Now, he does sell gold and silver, and I'm not saying it's a bad investment, but somebody that sells you the product is going to give you more reasons to buy his product too. And then he's talking about the stock market comes first, blah blah blah, you know, and then about interest rate hikes from the Federal Reserve destroys the bond market, then COMEX will collapse, and physical precious metals will be the new global currency. I personally, I don't buy into that scenario. I think it's going to be a good place to be at, precious metals, but as far as it being a global currency, well, I guess it always is a global currency at any given time, because you could get various currencies for it and exchange goods for that. I mean, it's almost directly a global currency. It's always been that way. But you know, I doubt everything's going to collapse. We're still going to have electronic markets. We're still going to have stocks. We're still going to have a commodities exchange, but it's going to reflect real prices. Yeah, I believe the prices are suppressed right now, but it's going to change. That price on a COMEX, that spot price, is going to go up. I think a lot of things are going to get washed out, is like anybody invested in bonds, municipal bonds, anything the government holds a debt. I'd watch that. But anything that's a stock in a company that produces goods that people need, like you're talking agriculture, oil for energy, you know, manufactured goods for transportation, building supplies, lumber, concrete, things that people actually need and use, these things are going to be around. And you're not going to be trading precious metals back and forth for these things, because, you know, the 1800s is gone. I still think this is a smart strategy, especially now, but it's not going to be the medium of exchange in the new global currency. It's going to be something else electronic. It may be partially backed by a lot of this stuff and commodities, but we're not going to be walking around with precious metals in our pockets. Yeah, here in this article, he states, you know, 80-90% correction in the stock market next month. He's talking about October. I don't know. It seems like an exaggeration. But I could see it maybe in parts of the stock market, but across the whole stock market in the industrial base. I don't know. I kind of doubt that very much. Um, this is his website. But I want to point out something else. And you might think this is a little, let me put it this way. If this guy knows this, I guarantee you that, I like Jim Rogers and Mark Faber. I'll guarantee you they know this stuff too. They're not stupid. They got all kinds of people working for them. And if he could dig out this information, they could dig it out. Peter Schiff, maybe even he knows it. I don't think he's anywhere in their league. Gerald Celente, maybe he knows it. I don't know. But maybe I don't think he's in there. Those two's league either. But there's a lot of people we listen to that we think, they're saying buy gold, buy silver, the government's messed up the way they're managing, the debt, Bernanke's no good, all this kind of garbage. If this guy knows it, they know it too, and guess what? They ain't telling you. I don't know if this is right, because if somebody cocked into an office and was making these claims, the first thing I'd be asking, he did a survey. Okay, where's the survey? Let me see it. Let me see all your information. So, I mean, I kind of don't look. I mean, there might be something to it, because the one thing I'm looking at is what Bernanke said. Bernanke's not stupid. Everybody, says he doesn't know this, he doesn't know that, he's an academic. You hear this stuff all the time. That guy is not stupid. When he did, he knew the markets would be driven down, and they're doing something fishy with the metal markets. I'm going to give you a stupid word, fishy, that they're doing with the metal markets, because like I said, the two metals that didn't have any margin increases got hit a lot too, palladium and platinum. Doesn't make sense. They're bringing all that stuff down. And it's one thing he says that I kind of agree with, is that people will be scared to go into the metals. They're trying to scare them off of this, and that is the right place to be. A lot of the commodities. So I think he's basically right, but this could be an extreme exaggeration. And but if it's not, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to be looking a heck of a lot more, with a lot more suspicion, at some of the guys that give us advice that are on the news all the time, and you think they're on your side. Because if he dug out this information, I guarantee you they knew it, and they bet with the right way. But they're not telling the average person. That's just how it is. They're not telling the average person what's going on. But somehow I think this is a little bit overblown. I don't buy it, to tell you the truth. There's too many freaking things that people said for too many years, and most of them don't come true. If every one of these bad things came true all the time, and we forget about it, we'd be already be done, for crying out loud, So, I'd sure like to see what information this guy did, how he came up with all these numbers first, before he, when he makes these claims that, all these options are out there. Where'd he get it from? If anybody could say how he came up with that, I'd like to know. Because if this is true, I'm going to make that bet myself. But I wouldn't make it off of just his word. I don't trust that.